Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. The video that you saw at the start of this is of the candlelight vigil for Derica Rogers. That is that young lady that was taken out by her boyfriend. His name is Arlie. He's a citizen of a foreign country. Him left Jamaica after him fling her into the pit, take for himself. Based on some more information that I am getting, it is said that she, meaning Derica, and the cousin's girlfriend, they had an argument on Saturday. There were some threats that were made by the cousin's girlfriend to Derica that says, I bet you I make them kill you and take you away and fling you away. Well, people, we heard that the police had 3 persons into custody. I am hearing that the cousin's girlfriend is one of those persons. Based on information that I am also getting, it is said that on the Monday before she was missing on the Tuesday, the boyfriend Arlie draw a gun upon her based on some information that he was getting from the cousin's girlfriend that Derica was giving away the pumps. Based on the information, it is said that even after that incident in which the boyfriend Arlie pulled a toll upon her, she had some partner that was due, and it is said that the man kind of trick her, catch her, take her away, and fling her into the pit. Lure with that money of promises of paying that partner. So we hear about a 30,000 that was circulating all over social media. We heard about a voice note that was circulating over social media where it seems as if after he had pulled that gun on her, she never learned from that. She still went for the money. She made that voice note. She sounded very scared in that voice note, letting people, family members, know that she was meeting Arlie. So therefore, if anything had happened to her, it would have been Arlie. Something did happen to her, and it was Arlie, based on the fact that him take for himself. Moral of the story is this: you sleep and mark DEATH, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about the lady that was missing from Swallowfield. Her name is Lorna Robertson. The video that showed her being kidnapped by some people in a black vehicle, a dark vehicle. We saw that she was walking based on information. She left her house to go get some cigarettes. We saw that a man was trailing behind her, and then we saw that that vehicle pulled up reverse, then forced her into the vehicle. It is said that she also left her slippers in the little melee. Now, since that lady lost her life, there's been a whole bunch of rumors, propaganda, speculation circulating all over social media. People are saying it is because of her political affiliation and the fact that they were supposed to do some peaceful demonstration. The other party decided that they were going to take her out to silence her, literally. I am going to let you hear what a political MP has to say. His name is Julian Robinson, as it pertains to the rumors that has been circulating that this has to do with politics. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
I have taken note of comments by the JLP caretaker for Southeast St. Andrew, who is seeking to link 2 isolated incidents and to create a narrative that somehow politics is involved in both of them. There has been absolutely no evidence to suggest that either of these incidents has anything to do with politics. And it is important that the police be allowed to do their work professionally to identify those who are responsible for these acts. The constituency, from a political perspective, has had no tension politically, and there is no need to inject or create political tension when none exists. I want to join the entire community of Swallowfield in wishing that Nikki is returned safely. Nikki was loved by all persons, regardless of their political persuasion, and enjoyed good relationships with everybody throughout the entire community.
Now, people, you heard what the politician had to say, and again, that is his views as to the motive, as it pertains to that. Him just a make you know, say, him not think say it has anything to do with politics. Now, based on word on the street, a couple of word on the street is out there. First thing first, it is said that it was a Don from Swallowfield or one of the Dons. Because you know them people, them places, everybody had done for a certain lane, a certain corner. So that is one of the motive. There's also a next motive that says that her boyfriend, who is presently incarcerated, maybe she have a little rupture with him. Maybe she is not doing what she was supposed to be doing for him, taking care of him while he was in prison, being loyal to him. That might also be a next motive. Motive number 3 is said that it seems as if people in the era thought that she had money based on the fact that her daughter lost her car, the car was stolen. Based on the fact that insurance did not pay for it, based on the fact that it is said that she went and she bought a next vehicle for the daughter. Soon after that, even without any sort of insurance money. So people start prayer and say, them thief your vehicle and in a 2 you buy a next one. People, you know, say entitlement and bad mind, covetousness is running rampant in the garrison. However, the fact that this lady lost her life, nobody really knows. Fingers are pointing in all sorts of direction. What is the truth? Hopefully she escaped to give her side of the story. But like them say, most of the time when you see people missing for days, more than likely, the likely possibilities is that they are not going to come back alive. And you know the tale, dead man tells none, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the JCF constantly keeps getting a black eye. For what purposes deemed to be meaning income and family members of victims that were taken away in what they say is called you know what. We see that income is blasting the police on a lot of occasions. Same is the fact of Jamaicans for Justice. Because they must say, then hold on a minute, yes, we see that Commissioner Blake is getting the result. However, with that result also comes the backlash, meaning that a lot of persons are taken away under controversial circumstances, call it extrajudicial takeaway by the police. In the latest incidents, a man claimed that he was in fear of his life at the hands of the police, so he contacted his lawyer and they marched up to the TVJ station and they launched a complaint. They are putting it out there that this man was being harassed by the police. When he turned himself in the presence of his lawyer, the police claims that them not have nothing to do with him. He is not a person of interest. Yes, him name a call up. However, them still a come check him couple times a week, even though they say that they are not looking for him. They are looking for him, but him come and him in a plain view, in their presence, they decide that they were not going to charge him, but they keep going back and forth to his house. So I want you to take a look at exactly what this man had to say in the presence of his lawyer at the TVG station on Linders Road, and then I'll give my piece.
They have been going to his home at least 5 times per week, every week.
They say the cops last visited on Sunday at 8 p.m. masked up with no identification or warrant. Mr. Davis says he has become terrified.
You feel scared?
I feel it might kill me.
And I made an inquiry personally of the police at Harman Barracks, and they told me that Mr. Davis is not a person of interest and that is not needed by the police. Subsequent to that, I went to Ellison Road and I met with the DDI at Ellison Road. Mr. Davis was in his office as well, and he unequivocally told us that the police has no interest in Mr. Davis.
The mother of Mr. Davis's child says the action of the cops has driven fear in everyone around him.
It take a toll upon my child, it take a toll upon the family, it take a toll upon him, because I'm afraid of him life. Him from me tell you say I'm afraid, I mean him afraid. Look, a girl herself scared. When she see police, she's scared.
His attorney is appealing for the High Command to investigate in a bid to curtail the possible unlawful actions of the cops. But Commander of the East Kingston Police Division, Superintendent Michelle Campbell, says they have reasons to be checking on Mr. Davis.
Though Mr. Davis is not a feature on our wanted list, he has been a subject of recent intelligence-driven operational activities within the space based on his alleged involvement in activities in the division.
So people, we heard from the lawyer, we heard from the alleged victim of abuse by the Popo. And then we hear the Popo themselves say that his name is being called up. So the thing that I have to know or want to know is, which one is it? If you say the man wanted and the man walk, come to the police station, several police stations, talk to the big man, the superintendent, and the superintendent say, we don't want you. However, other police is going by the man's house on a daily basis for weeks, for at least a year. Which one is it? It cannot be both. There has to be protocols that needs to be followed. If the man wanted whatever he is wanted for, gather your evidence, send it to the DPP's office, get him charged, get him convicted. But you cannot be harassing, abusing persons, taking away their civil rights. If them guilty, then charge them as such. If them innocent, release them. You cannot just have the man live swinging in the pendulum. And like me say, if this man guilty, he needs to be taken out like the rest of the criminals, because we see that Jamaica is getting desperate. However, you have to make a decision. It cannot be both that he is guilty and not guilty. Or you are waiting on evidence, and until you get that evidence, you are going to harass that person. That is not how justice works, unfortunately so. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is becoming more and more apparent that life ain't worth a thing in a Jamaica. You could lose your life for nothing, none at all. You can lose your life over petty stuff. You can lose your life over a simple argument that turns deadly. Such is the case a couple of days ago in Mandeville at Willowgate Plaza, where it is confirmed that a man, 20 to 23-year-old, his name is DiMaggio Campbell, he was juke up at least 3 times in the neck by an ex-individual that was 22. The suspect, 22, and then the victim is 23. So therefore, 2 young youths. Based on information, based on the video that is circulating, cannot show the video because of YouTube's policy against violence. It is said that these 2 young men were at the plaza at a bar. They were listening to music. Don't know if the owner or the manager told them that, listen, one owner need to monitor the music through the Bluetooth system. It is said that an argument developed. Throughout this argument, the 22 and the 23-year-old got into a verbal altercation turned physical. The 22-year-old suspect wheel and pop off a scissors and lend Mr. Campbell a couple of juke up in the neck. It is said that he ran from the establishment, ran onto the street, and then fell down. The suspect that was close by was also taken to the custody of the police. He gave a caution statement. More than likely, he is going to be charged for the takeaway of that next individual. Now, people, when I tell you about entitlements, when I tell you that there's a thing that is called misery loves company, It seems as if a lot of persons in a Jamaica, because their life is meaningless, they are not they are not gainfully employed. Them have a whole bunch of misery. So when they come on the street, it is as if they are almost itching to take out their misery on somebody. Because in this case, you see, none of these two individuals don't work at that establishment. None of those two individuals don't own that Bluetooth system for the music. However, them decide, say, me for run it. Don't know if one was Gaza, one was Vendetta, just using as example. No diss to both artists. But them decide, say, me for run off, lock off the music. So therefore, one of them lock off the next one live. Makes absolutely no sorts of sense. However, the fact is that this is more the norm rather than the exception in a Jamaica. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, we see that the JCF is getting very creative and innovative on social media, Wanted Wednesday, and their social media platform when they are putting out wanted men. We see that they are also innovative and creative in a real life, in a real street life. And this is based on an operation known as Scam Done, Justice a Run. That means whoever think that they were going to continue scamming, them better run because justice will come. And this was based on a 3-day operation that was launched in a Bogue, Ryan Park, and adjoining area, where they were looking for scammers, looking for gunmen, looking for drugs, looking for cash. And they found a whole bunch of cash, 27 million based on their count, give or take a couple of tens or $1 million missing. It is also confirmed that 12 individuals were taken into custody. A whole heap of iron vehicles, Mercedes-Benz, Crown, and also Mark X. Typical scammer car. Not to say that BMW is, but yes, it is. So I want you to take a listen to what the DSP, Mr. Dave Brown, has to say. He is head of the Lottery Scamming Task Force, anti-lottery scamming, and they have a crackdown.
Over those 3 days, we've confiscated over $27 million in cash, 19,780 US dollars, 200 Canadian, and 380 pounds. We've also seized a number of electronic devices to include laptops, cell phones, lottery scam paraphernalia, lead sheets. We've also arrested over 12 persons. We have also seized a number of high-end motor cars. These include 3 Benz motor cars, 3 BMWs, 3 Toyota Crowns, Voxy, as well as a Mark X. These criminals normally try to hide their money by funneling them through these pop-up car marts, and we intend to use our investigative arms within the JCF, that's the Financial Investigative Division, and JCF, so to try to trace these monies and to see their origin.
Now, people, you hear what the big officer say. When it comes to guns, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to lottery scamming, it seems as if all of them go hand in hand. And we are trying to rid the streets of these criminal elements that are deeply entrenched in this scamming culture, meaning lottery scamming. So we heard what the DSP had to say, and we've seen all the warnings, but people, here is the harsh reality. Whenever you make anybody get any sorts of taste of success, whether it is through illicit, illegal means, and that person was suffering, that person, it seems, would rather die like a man than live like a dog, broke like a joke in the streets. So unless, of course, not to justify their actions, you have options for them that are good, are decent, or that can be worked out, a decent wage, decent job, more than likely this is going to continue because everybody is going to feel that they can get away with it. Everybody going to feel as if they are going to be the lucky one that strike it rich until, of course, gunmen strike and take them out until them end up in the big yard. So the options are going to be strike it rich, big yard, or graveyard. More than likely, the last two is going to be the option that is going to reach you. So therefore, don't go chasing fool's gold. It is like a fleeting illusion that is pursued but will never be attained, just like justice in a Jamaica for the poor, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, continuing on the theme of you could die in a Jamaica for nothing, for petty stuff, and even for scrap. In this case, scrap metal money. I am speaking about a very hard-working man, government named Ezroy Parker, that lives in a St. James. He is a scrap metal dealer. After a hard day of work, he decided that he was going to go to his girlfriend to chill and relax. Netflix and chill, something like that. It is said that about 2:20 in the morning, while he was at his girlfriend's house, him hear the door kick down. When him look up in the barrel of a couple of gunmen. Everybody down, everybody get flat. Where is the money? Or the money will come for? It is said that he had zero option but to turn over the money. However, as soon as he turned over the money, he thought that everything is going to be A-OK. He was fatally wrong. He was fatally conned up. Just for good measures, they blaze him up and then take what themselves, jump in a vehicle, gone about them business. Now, people, when we hear stuff like this, what it tells you is either an inside job, is either somebody that you knows. Because if you go on robbery and people, this is not always what happens in a Jamaica, because we see people are rob people and still take them away. But more than likely, 99% of the times whenever you see any sorts of robbery, them get the money and them still take away that person. It tells you that it is an inside job. It tells you that it is somebody that you know that has been preying you, watching your pockets. Call them friend, conspire for rob you and take you away, because they know that if they leave you, they are going to leave a witness. You are going to point them out in some sorts of identification parade, or even worse, take the court and then get them convicted. They do not want that. So they make sure that they get rid of all the evidence, all the witnesses. Like them say, dead man tells no tale. This is a very sad tale. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, another cliche script as it pertains to police, wanted man, gunman. And this is based on a recent incident that took place in a St. Catherine, Old Harbour to be specific, at about 5:25 in the morning, crack of dawn. Based on information, it is said that the police went on a special operation looking for guns, looking for drugs, looking for gunmen. They found all three. It is said that when they reached on the premises, targeted premises, they came under immense fire. They returned blazing fire. After the smoke cleared, an individual was taken out. He was turtle rushed to the hospital. However, just like the script, too late was the call. Now, people, here's the thing. I think that the police needs to re-edit this script that they use. And I am not saying that if when the police go for you and then you decide, say, you don't want to surrender, you want to play hardball, you're not supposed to get some metal ball, heavy metal ball. But me just say, all of these shootings cannot sound just the same. All of them, the only thing that is changed sometimes is the police. Sometimes, obviously, we can't repeat the star in the show if the star end up dead. So different police sometimes, different persons, definitely whenever it is fatal, cannot use the same actor twice. No sorts of joke. This is real life. And don't get it wrong. I am not saying that we won't take a win whenever we can get a win. A win is a win is a win, especially whenever we are desperate. Me just say, be a little bit more creative, be a little bit more innovative, kind of re-edit, revamp the script a little bit because it kind of sounds cliche and it make it seems as if somebody might not be telling 100% or half truth, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.